Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My husband and I decided that we would film us cooking chicken Alfredo. We make homemade Alfredo sauce. It is seriously the easiest recipe in the world. So I started with a stick of butter and I melted that down and I added minced garlic and salt and pepper. I like to do my butter and my seasoning first. Just, to get that real good flavor base going. So now I'm just adding Philadelphia cream cheese. I think it calls for 4 ounces. I just cut it up real small, kind of mash it up. Once you get your butter melted, you have to melt the cream cheese in really slow on low heat, because if you have the heat too high, your butter will fry the cream cheese. I have made that mistake before. So after a few tries, I finally figured out what the problem was that I had the butter way too hot. So now I take my time, slow and steady. Next, I'm just gonna chop up some parsley. I don't always use fresh parsley, but when we have it, we use it. Okay, now I'm to the point where I'm adding cream, heavy whipping cream. So I start with adding just 1 cup, and I slowly incorporate that. With Alfredo sauce, there's lots of stirring because you don't ever want it to get clumpy or too thick or start burning. If you're not frying your cream cheese, you probably won't burn it either because you have your heat on a sensible level. My husband tells me that I always cook with the stove too hot, so don't tell him I said that he was right. So now I'm adding that 2nd cup of whipping cream, getting all that out of there. This is where the sauce starts to really taste good. You'll probably see me taste it like a million times, and it doesn't even have Parmesan in it yet. So here I am chopping up more parsley. I will have to admit that I went parsley crazy this evening. I don't know, we just had so much of it. I was like, parsley over here, parsley over there. I think what I'm about to chop though is for the end, because we garnish with a little bit of parsley too. So you're about to see me give up on the Pampered Chef chopper. I don't know what that thing's called, but it was not doing that parsley any justice. I worked on it forever. I cut so much of me slamming that thing up and down, and it was just not cutting the parsley. But it is probably ancient. So now Eddie is doing his thing. Me and Chandler and Wynn eat the Alfredo plain, just noodles and chicken and sauce. But my husband, he adds red onion, green bell peppers, mushrooms, and spinach, all fresh. He loves vegetables. And here's me telling Chandler that she really needs to brush her beautiful hair because it was a rat's nest. And here I'm just adding a little bit of Italian seasoning because I finally found it to the sauce. So far we have salt, pepper, minced garlic, and Italian seasoning. I went back and I added a little bit more salt, just because you just gotta taste it. You just gotta figure out how your family likes it. I do not cook at all, guys. This is the one meal that my family requests for me, that and pancakes. So I gotta do it up for them. And guys, the best part of this whole recipe is that it's not some family recipe that was passed down from generation to generation. I love Alfredo, but I hate jarred Alfredo sauce. I love eating it at restaurants, but I hate that funky smell that jarred Alfredo sauce has. So one night I googled it. I was like, how to make Alfredo sauce, and I took my butt to United and I bought all this stuff. And I made it, and Eddie told me that he hated it, that it was too salty because I had used a lot of garlic salt. I love garlic salt. But so ever since then, I am just not scared to try things off the internet. Like, I just Google it and I try it, and either it comes out good or it comes out bad, and now we know. But that's what, I don't know, it just makes me laugh because everybody thinks that I'm this master Alfredo maker. No, y'all. Google. You can find anything. Don't get me wrong, it's taken a little bit of time to perfect the recipe, but so far so good. I just have to say, I'm also cracking up watching myself wait for this pasta to be ready. I despise when pasta is overcooked. So, y'all, I had the microwave timer on. I was not gonna let that pasta overcook. Meanwhile, I tasted that sauce 220 times while I waited. But right now, it's on the back burner and it's just the base, so it doesn't have any Parmesan in it yet. So in a minute, when I have the pasta ready, that's when I add the Parmesan. Just because once you add the Parmesan, you have to stir, because it will get so dang thick, and then it's like no going back. So, yeah. That's kind of just like how I like to do things, because I used to do the sauce first because it like took all my brain power, and then I'd be like, oh no, I don't have any pasta cooked. So I almost did that again this night, but I did my best. Okay, we have our Alfredo sauce done. We added all our Parmesan cheese. Eddie has his vegetables done. We have chicken. And we have linguine. Oh, there she is. So, I'm gonna mix all these in here and like fry it up.
We also have a camera here too.
Oh, sorry. So I could not tell you for the life of me why I started making the Alfredo stir fry style. It might have been because Eddie likes vegetables and the kids and I don't eat it that way. It could have been like the sauce to noodle ratio. I don't know. I just love, personally though, how fresh it is. So like, I feel like when you mix pasta with sauce in like a big pot, you know, like spaghetti or something like that, it tends to get dry. And especially if you heat it up as leftovers, like it's like that pasta sucks up all that sauce. So this way we keep all of it separate and we're able to, you know, reheat it just portion by portion. So yeah, I just threw in some pasta, threw in some chicken, threw in some sauce, fried that up, added some extra Parmesan. And I did that for the kids and then for myself. And then I have Eddie in the background. I had made homemade bread because we're out of bread. Thank you, coronavirus. And I told him, put some garlic on that. That'll make some great garlic bread. So that's what he did. So yeah, that wok was so heavy. He was just helping me get everything out. So there I am adding Parmesan, parsley, and yeah.